Hello students. Today we are going to study class 9th history chapter, Clothing, a Social History. Before this chapter you have already studied about cricket, how cricket was invented and how it spread around the world. This is a peek into the history of the things which are around us, and with the help of these chapters we get to know the simple things which we take for granted and which we do not take pain to understand, and yet the evolvement of these things have brought a lot of change into our regular lives. So same ways this chapter also deals with the commonest factor, that is clothes. We take clothes according to our wish. We go to the market, we buy the clothes which are running currently in fashion, and accordingly we change the clothes by our will. What we do not try to understand is how the type of clothes which exist today have evolved, and how currently we are getting this kind of design, this kind of clothes, this kind of color in our day-to-day clothes. So in this chapter we will deal and try to find out how clothing comes with its own social history. You might be seeing many old movies, you might be seeing the people who are older than you, the parents, your grandparents. You'll find that the type of clothes that they are wearing or the type of fashion they prefer is way different from what is your choice or what you would like to wear. We come across different kind of things which have come into the fashion, which have come into the daily routine because of the changes that existed, because of the conditions that prevailed at that time. We see that at one point of time there were certain rules and some restrictions over what people should wear and what people should not wear. There were different codes for men, women, children, people of different social classes, people coming from different occupational grounds, people who held different identities, and these identities decided what kind of clothes they should be wearing, whether it should be of expensive clothes, whether it should be of high fashion, whether it should be of bright colors and everything. The emergence of the modern world is marked by a very dramatic change in clothing. As the different activities, incidents, revolutions occurred in the nations, we witnessed a drastic change into the type of clothes that people used to wear. We start this chapter by witnessing the changes in the clothing after the 18th century, how the pattern of clothing was before the 18th century, that was before when the industrial revolution occurred, before the process of colonization occurred, before the system of high class and low class emerged in the society. After that, how the colonization, the entrance of or mixture of two societies, the process of industrial revolution, the independence of different cultures affected the changes in the clothing. First factor which affected the clothing during the 18th century was the advent of the Industrial Revolution. Industrial Revolution basically divided the society into one capitalist community who were holding the money, who were earning a lot of benefit, and who were framing the new elite class of the British community. On the other hand, there were the middle class, the people who were working in these industries, who were earning money through hard work, and who were now finding it kind of inconvenient to work in the kind of the rules set for clothing, and they wanted an independence into at least this segment of the life. So due to Industrial Revolution, there appeared a drastic change into how people dressed when they were working, how people dressed when they were joining public parties, how people dressed when they were to mention a status. So we see that the elite class emerged, who were very fond of wearing exclusive clothes coming from a very elite area, a very exquisite area, and who believed that only they deserved the right to wear the expensive materials or good quality clothes. On the other hand, the middle class or the lower groups, they basically were forced to wear the kind of clothes which were created from rough materials, which were not so clean, which were not so expensive. And on the top of that, they were also not allowed to buy these goods. So there were strict laws which affected the people's clothing during this period. The second process which affected the clothing was the advent of the process of colonization, which basically spread into the Asian, to be specific, in the South Asian and African continent. Basically, with the entrance of these Britishers or Europeans into the Asian society and African society, what people realized was that the way that the Asians were dressing was way different from what the Britishers were dressing. The change in dress was basically due to the climatic change. If you go to the Asian belt or to the African belt, you realize that this area witnesses a lot of direct sunlight, so there is not much need of clothes to wear. Say for example, if we take it from India. In India, the men used to wear dhotis, and the upper part of the body was basically left bare or was covered by a simple sash, or in Hindi, dupatta type of cloth. On the other hand, the women used to wear saris, which were still again open, and it exposed a lot of body part. On the other hand, if you compare it with the British type of clothing, the Britishers used to cover themselves from neck to the feet, because they come from a cold region and it was supposed to be indecent in their culture to expose your body. So due to a mixture of two very different culture, there appeared a change into the type of clothes the people wore in the colonies. They got influenced, and to just compete or just to copy their bosses, their masters, they started wearing the kind of clothes, or they started adapting their clothes into the kind of clothes that their masters were wearing. So there came a change in their attire as well. Then we see that these dress materials, these clothing materials, were coming not just from the European areas. This was climatically not so suitable to produce the cotton or such kind of goods. Hence, the clothing goods, they came from different parts of the world, which affected the kind of clothing. For example, the Indian Pashmina shawl or the Indian Bangalore silk saris. These are the exclusive material of good, and because they are handmade, they cannot be copied into any machinery. So this kind of fashion, when was brought down to Britain into the elite group, sorry. So this elite group became a fan of these kind of clothes. So they started following the fashion which was running in the Indian subcontinent. So this created a mix and match of the type of clothing which was running in different parts of the world. So we see that clothing is not as simple as we see that you just put on a jeans and a t-shirt and you are ready to go. This jeans and a t-shirt comes with a lot and lot of history. So to start this history, let's start with some of the laws which were meant to control your clothing. Sumptuary laws and social hierarchy. This is something interesting to know. In the medieval European belt, we see that there were actually dress codes which were imposed by the law onto the people, which restricted some sections of the society to wear certain kinds of clothing. The restrictions or the sumptuary laws were mainly witnessed from the year 1294 to 1789, and basically it emerged in the area of France where the people were expected to strictly follow the laws which were known as sumptuary laws. This law basically put a line into defining the type of clothes which should be worn by the socially inferiors and the type of clothes which was meant to be worn by the high class elite groups only. And this was not just confined to clothes, it also expanded into including the food and the type of beverages the people were taking, or in fact the areas where they were going for hunting. So this was just to create a line to divide the elite group from the lower or the middle class. The type of material to be used was legally prescribed, and the expensive material was supposed to be used by only the royalties, like the velvet, silk, fur, brocade. These type of clothes were specifically meant for the royal class. On the other hand, the poor type of clothes were meant for the inferior groups. But these laws were challenged once the nations hit the period of revolution. The first chapter of our history syllabus dealt with the French Revolution, and you all must remember that at that time there was a specific clothing that was meant for the high class. That were known as knee breeches. Knee breeches are actually the type of clothing which are meant for the aristocratic class, and this aristocratic class is used to wear this knee breeches. But after the revolution occurred, the knee breeches became a enemy, or in fact a symbol which was hated by the common or the third estate of the society, and people started wearing loose and comfortable clothes, which was to mock the type of clothes that the aristocracy used to wear, and to display their independence and the freedom that they had got from the aristocratic class. The colors that were used were basically blue, white and red, which was a display of the independence, the flag of the nation, and to show the patriotism of the nation. So likewise, we see that the idea of equality started spreading into even the clothing part of the people. We will study how the restrictions were imposed on men and women separately in the next part of the chapter. Thank you.